Inatovashoto. I realize that we have been muted the whole time, haven't we? Oh my gosh. Sorry, you guys. Wow, I wasn't even paying attention. Hey, everyone. Blessings to all. I realize that we have been muted the whole time. My apologies. So it isn't divine. Nyato. We've been talking today about the Goddess Friday and enjoying joining all of you in Goddess Friday. So thank you for joining us today for Goddess Friday. And as we embrace and embody the power and express ourselves and in inviting through divine relics, artifacts, light languages, costume, to embody this God and Goddess frequency within us all, and to remind us all of all that we are, of the power within us. So as we join with you, if you're new to Languages of Lights, my name's Wendy, and this is Dave under the mask. And it is our intention, I guess, if you will, to share with you through my light languages, our light languages, the connection to the languages of light, the signs and symbols and symbology that appear to us through all of our relics, artifacts, our Egyptian gods and goddesses. Today we're honoring the goddess Isis, the moon sun goddess. Today we also celebrate the full moon, the super moon, the fourth and final super moon of this year, of the May moon, the mother goddess energy. Mother's Day this weekend. Happy May birthdays to all of you May birthdays, to my son and my dad. Happy birthday. And I often think of birthday as spelled B-E-A-R-T-H, because it's really, we are birthed many times. We are creating billions of realities moment by moment. And it's part of what we're sharing with you in these Fridays and in my channel is the connection to all that is, that through symbology, through artifacts and relics, through TV, through our movies, through costume, through energizing and embodying the music, the symbology, the hand signs, the hieroglyphs, the symbols that I've been sharing, that many of us have been creating. And I'm very excited about many of you, especially lately, have been really creating more and more of what we understand as these light codes, light languages, symbols, sacred circuitry. And again, one of the things that I share is the sacred circuitry. And so, geez, what number do we have today? So today is the 8th, and today I'm reminded to share with all of you. So today's symbol is number 8 from the sacred circuits from Sirius, and also translated into the number 8 is in Hebrew, and the word flow is in Hebrew as well. And today I was reminded, and to remind all of you, or bring to light to all of you, that there is a significance this month in that the date every day this month equals the day of the month. So for example, today's 5/8/2020 equals 8, and today equals 8. So this energy is going to be with us all month, and we're all being asked to embrace and mirror, magnify this energy. And so there are numeric equivalents to everything. We're all equations, we're all math. And so part of the things that I like to share and always have on my channel is the connection between numerology, numbers, birth dates, the dates that we choose as our birthdays. When we choose a date to be born on, there are lots of things that we take into consideration, lots of things that we choose, including our parents, yes, and our children, whether we like to believe that or not, and our family members and everybody else who's part of this play with us in each one of these births. And so these are important, these dates and these numbers. And so one of the things that I love to share, and Dave actually is excited about too, is numerology. And how does this relate to us, the connection to all that is, the connection to light language? How do numeric equations that are really the foundational what do I want to call that? The blueprint of our reality. Everything can be really, what do you want to call that? Everything can be a mathematical equation. We are a mathematical equation. So all of these things that play a part into this about when we choose our birth dates and our birth path number, the number that with the date, when you add all the numbers up, what day is that? What number is that? And that's the essence of what and who you are and what you want to express in this world and how you want to express it and and we get to do that a lot of times. And so we have been inspired to do these Goddess Fridays for a number of reasons. One is to bring back the divine feminine energy to the earth and bring the balance back and realize that we are really all equal. We are all mirrors of source. We are all equal to one another, and the divine feminine masculine energy, that's what this new earth is all about too. It's about discovering that we are all a mirror and a reflection of source. Every one of us are gods and goddesses. Every one of us are these beautiful rays of rainbows of source telling its story, singing its song. The universal, each of one of us is a universal song in the symphony of source. And so many of you, I've been so gratified that when you join us here on these hangouts, when you've joined me before on previous hangouts and live stuff and in my videos, and so many of you are excited about light language, about learning how to do it, how to release it. It's not that you have to learn how to do it. You just got to learn how to allow it. And flow, today's energy flow, the symbol for flow is about that. It's also about allowing our higher self to flow through us, allowing all of the facets of all that we are, all of these parts of us that we dream, we remember. How many of us are remembering our Egyptian lives, right? So we're all remembering these things, and we remember them through incense, through candles, through meditation, through sharing these videos with each other, through singing, through oracle cards, through crystals. These are all permission slips, all of the artifacts and relics that are fun to collect. And we've been doing it since we were children. And now we're remembering we're still children inside. We're multidimensional beings. And we've been so afraid to be fun, to be ourselves, to dress up, to have a good time, when we put on a costume, even when it's dressing up for a holiday, no matter what it is, we embody and embrace that energy. And so it helps us actually bring out light languages. Dave and I discovered light languages and conversations just by talking about these things. And so I have shared a lot of things the last few days about Isis, things that I found just been Googling. And so I discovered some new things about her and that energy, even with relationship to the full moon, some things that I discovered along the way. I've been deeply engulfed, if you will, in the dragon energy the last week or so. Lots of information about the elementals and how the relationship with our elemental dragons and dragon energy. So if you'd like to join us here in these Zoom rooms, you can find the link. I placed it in both the comment sections of the live chat, and as well as the comment section on my website, Languages of Lights, on our Goddess Friday page. You can, the Zoom room link to join us right here in the Zoom room to share your symbols, your relics, your light languages, your experiences. We invite you to have fun with us and be in joy, be a free spirit, activating your inner child. We've talked about that a lot lately, about our inner child. When we do these kinds of things, our inner child is like jumping up and down. How do all of these things also relate to ascension? How do they relate to creating the realities we desire, breaking the chains of the behavioral patterns and the things that are linking us to disempowering thoughts, to spread our wings. I don't know if you can see my Isis wings today, you guys. So I wanted to kind of show everybody just a little bit and to invite this power. So let's stand up just a little bit and really invite this power and the energy of even just wearing this stuff reminds us of who we are. It reminds us of these other aspects of ourselves, and that we're supposed to be having fun, and it's supposed to be everything that we're going through right now reminds us to be in the moment. How can we make the most of this moment? And that's one thing that I'm always reminded of, thankfully, every day, of how to make the most of every single moment. When, as how to, I brought up that metaphor today about Cryon. Was it Cryon that mentioned, what if you woke up every day and the furniture has a consciousness and moved itself every single day? You woke up every day and everything was different, and you had to deal with that. Well, isn't that, and I said that to Dave yesterday, I think it was, isn't that what we're all doing right now? We're waking up every day and the furniture, I said, I feel like every day I wake up, the furniture's moved. Like it's every day's a new normal. What is normal anymore? There is no more normal. We're creating this new normal. So I'm burning the incense behind us. And even that we've talked about before, how if you look up incense, how we, in our own research and discovery, how important these things are and how we've talked about it today. I want to share with you just a couple that we like here. Dragon's blood. So we're in the dragon energy. So I'm just kind of sharing some of the stuff, the brands and things that we use that we like, but no affiliation, just what we like. So, so today we're celebrating the sacred dragon, which actually it's in dragon's blood. So it's in 2 languages here, which I think is pretty cool. And then the moon, La Luna. So we're celebrating this full super moon right now, the Mayflower moon. So we're in this time of blossoming. We are right now blossoming, you guys. We're at the peak now. And so every day is a new normal. Every single day is a new normal for all of us. And that is what we're being asked to step into, is this new normal of to expect the unexpected, to awaken to ourselves, these new parts of ourselves. And how many of us are dreaming of other possible parallel realities? This is happening all the time now to me and several other people, where we're literally seeing other potential timelines. Is that this timeline? Is that the one you prefer? If it is, if it isn't, then that's the roads are splitting, the tracks are splitting. All of these things are happening all simultaneously. And then we've got, well, how does this even connect to angels and ETs and light languages and first contact? It's all connected. It's connected, but they're not. We set the meaning to it all. So we love sharing this space with you guys so that we can embody all of this, activate all of the things in all of us and all of you that you want to activate. Is it creativity you want to activate? Is it being in touch with your higher self? Is it being in touch with, do you want to learn? Do you want to be able to pick up an oracle card and receive an intuitive message for yourself or for someone else? These are all the things this is why we do this. We're all capable of it. We're talking about hindsight is 2020. What are we learning from this experience? And what did you learn from yesterday? I talk about this all the time. Why am I repeating the same behavior over and over again that's still creating the results I do not desire? Why do I keep doing this? So these engagements, these hangouts, if you will, these sacred spaces are for us to feel comfortable to be able to do that. And I'm so excited when all of you say, oh my God, something new's happened to me. Guess what's happened? And so some of the things I wanted to share with you guys today were a few of the comments again that we've received, and also some things that I've been wanted to share with some of you, that some of my own friends and is Jody here? Where's Jody? I was like, where's Jody? Is she out there today?
On the live chat on YouTube.
Hey, Jody. So hop in if you can, girl, because you know I want to talk to you. So I was hoping that you'd be able to hop in and share your little story with everybody. So I also wanted to say hi to everybody out there watching. So I just wanted to say, Dramatic from Light from Copenhagen. Oh, there she is. Hey, Jody, come on in, girl, if you can. Thanks, Jody. Jody Runyon said there was no sound. So thanks. If I would have looked right away, I would have seen it. So there you go. Hey, Jody, good to see you. Hey, Jesse. So she says, I'm so shook right now. I see you wearing Egyptian, and I was guided to draw the goddess Sekhmet with the number 10. I didn't know about her until I drew her and have been trying to understand the message. That's what I'm talking about, you guys. That's what we're talking about. So, and this is, we invite you guys to come on in the Zoom room. You want to share an oracle card, you want to share the reading. It's for everybody. It's for all of us. So that's one of the things we like to do. It's not just about us giving you information. That's not, actually, it's the opposite. This is what we talk about all the time. It's about empowering you to get your own information, do your own readings, to reach out, to activate your light languages if that's what you want. I sign them, I sing them, I speak them, hand signing, writing symbols. I forgot to grab the symbols I drew. It's okay. So I've been drawing more symbols. Many of you the last few days have said you're drawing symbols, or symbols are coming to your mind. People, and so I wanted to share with you too. Hey Nelia, Jody, Blue Star. Hey Blue Star. Oh, she says, Blue Star says she had a dream with me this morning. Jody says, love our outfits. Yay. I'm glad to hear that, you guys. And again, Amazon, you know, they're fun. They're not expensive. Come and enjoy with us. Even just, you know, like we said, wear a necklace, you know, just come on and hang out with us. You don't have to dress up, but it empowers us all to embrace our inner child, to have fun. And the thing is you guys, every one of us in some time in our lives, even if we aren't doing it now, embrace the stories and the artifacts and the superheroes, Marvel, DC, Star Wars, Doctor Who, Harry Potter, I Dream a Genie, Bewitched, let me see, keep me going, guys. Television, movies. Why do you think we watch it? We love it. We love it because it's that mirror of us that we're too afraid to express, you know. Even Dave hooked up his amp to his hooked up the amp to the guitar and brought it out and started playing a little bit more. And the keyboard, I learned just a little bit of chopsticks yesterday. So one of my dreams, you guys, I mean, am I good at it? No, but it's one of my dreams to bring more music to light language. How do I do that? By playing, and he encourages me to play. Don't worry about it. Don't care what it sounds like. Don't be afraid. Just play. And stood there with me, seriously, and with the play kit, with all of the buttons on the keyboard and the guitar, and maybe play the guitar last night. Oh my God. The electric guitar. No clue, you guys, seriously, no clue. But it was fun. It was fun. And he said, isn't that fun? I'm like, yeah, it's fun. Yeah, it's fun. So I have, and he's like, and I have my shamanic drum up here, which I haven't started making videos and things with yet, to sing shamanic stuff to you guys too. So lots of shamanic energy with so many of you. You're bringing out your drums and your songs and your cymbals. And so it's very exciting. And every time, as I do, even today, when I question, why am I so passionate about this? Why am I doing this? And I'm tired today. This energy has been kicking my butt. So I'm really tired, but it's like every time I see a comment from you guys or think about somebody waking up and speaking light languages, it's like, are you kidding? You know, that's what it's all about. So it's all about you guys and all about this and sharing and joining with us and hanging out with us on YouTube. So, she says Good Witch on Hallmark. We were just talking about the Good Witch yesterday. Actually, we were just talking about that. Excuse me, guys. Thanks. Oh, here's the thing. So that's why I wanted to share too with us, so you guys can kind of join in our aromatherapy and have that, you know, that energy to bring to all of you. And so thanks to all of you guys for being here. And so what I wanted to share with you guys first was Maria. I don't see Maria out there, and I haven't. I wanted to share with you if Maria Beltran. She's been in our Hangouts a lot, in our chat, in the YouTube chat, and she has been sharing on Facebook more and more now a lot of her signs and her symbols, and has been sharing them with me. So I wanted to share, here, I gotta get rid of this feed for a second. So I wanted to share this with you guys, and I should do a screen share, but I'll just hold up my phone because there's an interesting synchronicity that I wanted to show you guys really quick. So because that's what this is all about, is synchronicities too. So Maria drew this and asked me and about what I thought about it, what feelings I was getting from it. And so there's a lot of answers to that, lots of answers, but I wanted to hold it up for you guys too, because there was some interesting things that immediately I see about the moon and about eclipses. And now, but what I want to say is, each of us are going to see these differently, and each of us are going to receive the information that we're supposed to receive from these differently, but they're also for the human collective consciousness. So now, again, I will say to you, in the symbols that I draw, and many of us draw, and as is the case here, each one of these symbols is okay, it's a story in totality, but it's also each of them a story within themselves. And so we can look at hieroglyphs in Egypt, and we can, those who study them, and I wish I was more learned, I guess, in that respect about the specific hieroglyphs, because we've got them all over the place, and I would love to learn more about them and what they mean. But in any event, they're activating for me, just having them around the house. But the point is that all of us have been looking at these Egyptian symbols and hieroglyphs, and I'm even thinking about Hebrew and Sanskrit and the beginnings of language, and all of those symbols that became spoken language, but and drawings, written language as well. But each one of these can potentially be a story within itself. And many of my guides, when I've drawn them, have said to me, well, this symbol is our Akashic record for our entire species. Well, how do you explain that to somebody in one symbol? So when we ask ourselves, and I'm actually kind of getting goosebumps right now, just looking at them too, because what does it mean to you guys? What does it mean to the person drawing it? What is it? But the thing is I have learned even from my own guides, sometimes it's not even for my interpretation, it's for my transmission, to share, to transmit them. But it isn't necessarily my job, if you will, to interpret them, because I might be limiting even in my own interpretation, and I might be limiting your interpretation. So that's one of the things I wanted to bring up about this, because one of the things that I've done on my channel from the very beginning is, that's why it's called Languages of Lights, because it's a representation of all forms of light, and that includes numbers, numerology, it includes speech, it includes hand signs, it includes the sun, the light codes from nature, it includes the moonlight, which I will be reminded again. The moonlight is the sunlight reflecting from a different perspective. It's the same moon, the same sun, but it's just, so there's always dark and light at the same time, always. And so each one of these is always going to be a different side of the story for you. It's always going to be a different perspective depending on who's looking at it and what's being transmitted. And what I will say about many of these, including this one, this is a different one. Let's see if I can get it to this way. So I've drawn, and many of us have drawn, I've drawn pages and pages that look just like this. Just like these symbols, Maria. So in the center, especially with the lines and the dots, and then even Dave and I have talked about how significant, and this is a whole nother story about us that we're going to be talking about in other hangouts and stuff, is reading between the lines, the spaces between the letters, the light behind the letters, the dots, how important the dots are in Hebrew, because what, this symbolizes the vowels, you said? And if they're left out, you have to fill them in, right? Yep. So is it left for your interpretation? Then to, if the dots are not there, you know how to read it without them, but you know how to fill in the dots, right?
Well, when you read from the Torah, there are no vowels, but you're supposed to know what they are when you read them.
Okay. So see how significant, and as we, think about our own languages and English specifically now. Programming language and computer language too, you guys. Let me tell you, the difference between a period and a comma, holy cow, changes the whole program. Like totally changes the whole program. A comma or a period. Doesn't that change the sentence structure of a sentence to a comma or a period? A period tells us, okay, that's the end of the sentence. So something as crucial as a little dot can change the whole story of a light language symbol. You could draw the same symbol 2 ways with 1 dot difference, and it's a different story.
I have hieroglyphics on my costume.
Oh, well, there you go. Let's share them, shall you? Oddly. So I really don't know. Now, these actually, people study this and know what each of these means. And Alicia, if you're watching and know what these means, please tell us.
Well,
or anybody.
This might be the cartouche.
Oh, the cartouche.
For this God character.
For this. Oh, there you go. So I wanted to show you something, Maria. So, Maria, when I saw your message when you sent it, and then yesterday I was looking up, I think moon goddess or ice god. I think I was looking up, oh, goddess of the moon. And guess what comes up but Isis. So I shared this article that I just happened to come across. I shared it on my Facebook page, so you guys can, see it if you like. But what was interesting was the photo on the article. Look at the symbol on her head. Looks an awful lot like, sorry, but you can get my drift. So looks an awful lot like the symbol that Maria sent me. So, and then of course, I also was commenting on the fact that a couple things. Now she's blue. We talked about blue people last week. I also happened to look at her and thought, in certain circumstances, she looks an awful lot like me. And so I was just really relating to this, and the color's blue, and we relate very much to these colors, purple and the blue. And so I didn't know this, but it says modern pagans often think of Isis as a moon goddess. And it's true, in later periods of her worship, she was indeed associated with the moon. In fact, that's how she entered the Western esoteric tradition. The Isis moon connection first started when Egypt came under Greek rule in the 3rd century BC, following the conquest of Alexander the Great. To the Greeks, goddesses were the lunar deities. So as Isis made her way into Greek culture and hearts, her new devotees naturally associated her with the moon. So right away, I'm like, oh my God, Isis, the moon energy. And so it just was immediately apparent to me that she was present, that her energy was here with us. And if you're new to my channel, I've got the Isis Oracle, which we've talked about a lot. The photo that I used for the image that I used for this hangout was the image from that Oracle deck. And then it goes on to say that this was what was so interesting to you guys, because if you have been listening to the light languages for a little while, been watching my channel, but if you haven't, I invite you to check out some of the videos that talk, their transmissions from Sirius, the Sirius star system. If the symbols that we share are the ones that were brought to us from Sirius through Bashar, but they're Sirius energy. I've talked before in my videos and pretty extensively about my connection to the Sasani, the Shikani, the energy of the Epsilon, Epiphany, and Eclipse energy, which is their oversoul energy, which is 3 crystal orbs. And as Bashar explained, that their energy is beaming down. They send the Sirius energy, which are those that helped us understand numerology, pyramids. Dave and I have been talking a lot about pi and phi, the pyramids, all of that, the structure of reality, the relationships between that and the pyramids, and how it relates to our body structures, all of this stuff. So all of these things were connected to Sirius and the Sirius energy. Many of the light languages that I speak are from that star system, Sirius star system. So many of you relate to that many of us on Earth are very deeply connected to Sirius. Sirius is the brightest star we can see from the Earth, and it is also blue. It looks blue. As many of you also know, it's the star, the symbol of service to humanity. It's the dog star in the Canis Major star system. So the way we perceive it, not the rest. The rest of the creation doesn't see that. This is our blueprint, you guys. This is the way we've designed it, along with the elements and the elementals. All of this is all part of the equation. So in reading this article, it says in Egypt, Osiris, Khons, Tot, and Ea, I believe it's pronounced I-A-H, were the deities most associated with the moon. Isis, for her part, was connected with the star Sirius. You guys, I did not even realize that, but that makes sense. Sirius, pyramids, Egypt, as far back as the pyramid texts. Now, I believe that's an actual text, like something called the pyramid text. And all this is in that article that I shared. The star was said to be her Ba, or her soul. Yet, Isis is also linked with the sun. So this is where this whole sun god, moon goddess idea comes in too, about the balance of the energy, the sun and the moon. How many times even we have said, and others have said, you are my sun, my moon, my stars. How many times have we, even I was,
somebody else said that?
Yeah, Game of Thrones too, guys. So, you know, all of that, we see each other as each other's moon and sun. And so the serious energy that's being beamed down to us through the moonlight from the Shikani, the Sasani, the place of living light, the place that Bashar is from, and that the Sirius star system and the Sirius was also their guides at one point in their ascension process as well. So it would only stand to reason that even the Sasani telephone number is a triangle. It's a pyramid. So tapping into that energy is as simple as Bashar said. It's just picturing the black triangle surrounded by blue on a black background. And you can look this up on Google. You can Google it. As soon as you look at this stuff, it activates you. It activates your Syrian energy. It activates your Syrian DNA. It reminds you of your other past. We call them past lives, but we don't like to call it past lives because it's not. They're concurrent lives happening right now in other parallel realities. We think of Egypt as the past. We think of Isis as the past. They're here now. That's why we do this, to remind us, and all of us, me too, to remind each and every one of us, we are embracing and embodying their energy. Does that mean I am Isis, was Isis, am I her counterpart? What difference does it make? Maybe, maybe not. I know for sure I'm her soul family, and I feel her. And I knew that when I started feeling the star Sirius energy, and when I found out about Bashar and Sirius and the Yael and all of these first contact, all of this, how this, all this other stuff was connected, immediately I started receiving information from Isis and the Egyptian stuff and having rememberings of these lifetimes. Then I started meeting so many of all of you. Oh, we've got someone in the room. We've been meeting so many of you guys who do the same thing. You have dreams together. We have dreams of our other lives in Egypt. We have dreams of each other now, because it's all now. So it's about understanding and embracing all of that. So, and as it goes on to say, it says, as the sun was the image of one of the most important gods to the ancient Egyptians, it shouldn't be surprising to find that Isis, one of the most important goddesses, has also strong solar connections. Pam, oh my God. Pam.
So let me just take a quick moment
yes.
to say that we would like to invite the energies of the Sasani and the Syrians and Isis and everybody else to participate and also be in all of our awareness, and to also say that you're in our awareness.
Yes. E poantaya taviation ba etea kiasha no sivishina te intea malavesa ma ato inkiasa na te intea toba atiata. Ma etea bato viasha no to viasha na sivia na malaga and dieta maya to viasha na se. O ma heliana kiasa. Moteva shoma eleavasa no viaha itavasa no savishinate. pu atuvashana bo ompagiashana sobeshana se o hanuma etevesubo subashoso iva koimbeana ni atava piato de she I hanama nunuma kiata muku shua indaya soso mukwa itabesho upa itu mashirunga yashose pa indaya sonulu akushua hi mukwa hi nu atu ashua hi mu inda susuba ishuka sivusuba yunshua kiasa tu mijua kia suba ishu ai zata giano quaba basti shunga isha so bahala kianda de shosamenta te voso vashanente angu apa te vashono te veshoto viaha ke voso savishi so vadiana te voso vashoto via akisha sopa metavasho imbaindara la sobasho biando vieshose iatea torea. Pam, girl, hey. Oh my gosh. So right away, I started feeling feline energy and Bast and the Egyptian cat energy and the serpent snake. And Pam yesterday, that was another thing I wanted to share with everybody, was the serpent energy and the things that came into play with all of that and that card reading that you sent me. It was so synchronistic. I've talked about my friend Pam, you guys, in tons of videos. I met Pam in Tennessee. She still lives in Tennessee. I'm here in Florida. And I know she's mad at me for moving. And I miss you desperately, my dear sweet sister of light. I miss you desperately.
Totally missed you.
And I couldn't tell you the synchronicities. And look, the serpent, Isis. So it was really interesting. She just happened to, I don't know, out of the blue, I'll let you share that, but sent me a card reading, and it was about the snake. And so it was a perfect message for, actually, Dave and I were having some weird conversations, and then I happened to share with him the reading, and I'm telling you, when I shared it with him in that specific moment was like exactly when we both needed to hear that message. So it was really weird because he was actually asking me for a message, and I was kind of in a, like, I don't know if I trust any of my messages kind of a mood. And so I was like, all of a sudden I thought, wait, I'm going to read Pam's card reading. And it was weird because I said to him, that was the message. That was our message. That was when I was supposed to share it. So then Pam says to me, and actually, if you want, I don't know if you have that card reading, if you want to read that card, that would be cool. But if you don't, that's cool too. But then she says to me something yesterday.
I will. I got it.
Orion. So tell everybody your Orion synchronicity, and also why you're here today, because that's important too, because Pam's appearance today, in her words, was as part of her new wellness program. What does that mean? What does that mean?
That means, well, you know, I'm a very spiritual person. Yes. I am. I'm a very much dedicated to my meditation. I have been for 20 some years.
Yes,
but there's always ebbs and flows. And in the ebbs and flows, I've had probably a 3-week pause in everything, it seems, you know, as far as showing up with intention in my practice. I'm doing it and sitting and letting the process go, but I actually started showing up again. And so when I pulled that card yesterday, I had not drawn cards in any way in about 3 weeks. And I was really guided yesterday to sit down with my cards, my crystal, and I drew this card that ended up really stepping me back for a minute, because it was, wow, it was this snake. And let me get the card.
Yeah, go ahead.
And you know, I was in the mood for a butterfly, but nature wasn't wasn't going to give me a butterfly. So this is
But you
what
got
I
a snake
pulled.
instead.
Yeah. So
Snakes.
I pulled this card. Now, Wendy, the story goes on after this card reading. Okay, and it gets even stranger. But do you want me to read this to you?
Yeah, go ahead.
To
Please
everyone?
do. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So this is from Colette Baron Reed, the Spirit Animal Oracles. And this is the snake spirit, which is time to heal. All right, the snake spirit is time to heal. And the oracle message: all of us need healing at times, and when snake spirit appears, it is time to repair, renew, and replenish yourself and your vulnerable heart. Self-care and maintenance work are needed so that your vitality can arise. Give yourself the space to nourish your own well-being. Vulnerability is necessary for friendships and partnerships to work, which means all of us will have tender emotions at times. Be gentle with yourself and others now. Shed the past and step into a new way of being, for vitality is rising in you. This might be a good time to honor the work you have done to heal, grow, and repair any damage within you and with those you care about and within your community. I find that very profound.
Yes, I did too.
That says a lot. Sorry.
Yeah, the whole thing does.
Celebrate together how far all. I know it's you can't make this stuff up, Wendy.
No,
I mean, it really is so synchronous.
It was. It is synchronistic. That's why I wanted you to read it for everybody.
So, celebrate together how far all of you have come in your healing journey and all you have created. Unburden yourself of anything that no longer supports wellness, prosperity, positive relationships, and well-being, and open the door for healing to occur. Now, the protection message, that was the oracle message, protection message. No matter how much you may have lost or how you have been disappointed, you are called by snake spirit to shed the past and practice radical self-acceptance now. Only by forgiving yourself can you move on, regardless of whether anyone else is ready for healing. When your tender new skin first becomes exposed, you may feel uncomfortable. Love yourself and remain vulnerable anyway. You have been weak, but now you are becoming strong and developing wisdom, and you will do better in the future. And that to me, Wendy, you know my story. This is very, very true. Snake spirit reminds you that hearts can be so easily wounded. Apologies and amends go a long way. And I'm going to add that when one apologizes, when I apologize, I really want to be present when I do it. And it's more than just saying, hey, I'm sorry. You know, I think there's so much in that. Self-forgiveness for your role in what happened can help you heal. Remember, it is the one who has been wounded who has often the greatest power to help others heal. And that's the end of the protection.
That sentence right there too really hit me hard. You know, because so many of us, well, look at what how many people say, you know, why would I choose these things, you know, and we're reminded, because it's the source of our power. And I find it very interesting for a couple. That was a perfect message for all of us. I needed to hear it again now today, even though I heard it yesterday. And Pam, I had to hear it again today because it was just, I have days of doubt too. And, you know, it's funny because even my guide said something to the effect of like, authenticity is the new beautiful. It's like, those are the people that to us are the most beautiful are those who are just being authentic. They're just being themselves, and we immediately recognize the beauty in that authenticity. And we're all really, it's kind of funny how I was just thinking how quiet the earth is right now. I mean, there's no sports going on. There's no stadiums happening. There's no gatherings of people. Everything is quiet right now. And the snakes are very quiet. And as many of you, if you do or do not know, there's a lot of snakes where Pam lives, where I used to live. Lots of them. So, but it was
so
no, go ahead.
So the story continued yesterday. I've lived here for a little over 2 years, and you know the property that I maintain. So yesterday I'm out doing my mow, and I killed 2 snakes.
Ouch.
Yesterday on my mower. 2 were right together, and I saw another one, and I have a big thing with 3s for many years. I believe in patterns of 3.
Wow.
And I saw a 3rd snake more than 20 minutes later down at the foot of the back 40. Now, Wendy, I've never done that the entire time I've lived here. And this card, the 3 snakes, I have goosebumps right now from head to toe. I don't know what it means, and I don't have to know what it means, because perhaps the meaning will come.
And that's a very good way to put it.
So that's where it got really strange.
That's a good way. That's a very good point that you made is that I don't need to know right now, because I know the answer will come. And I even said that to Dave. I said, I even do the same thing as that everybody else does, is we're so busy trying to figure out the who, the what, the why, the where, the how, the when, the blah, blah, blah. And we're not supposed, our brain is not designed to do that. That is the job of our higher mind. We are just designed to say, what is it that we want? And sometimes we say, I say to him all the time, I want what I need. What is it that I want? What do I need? And so when we say, I want this or I want that, well, the wanting of it is just because you think it's going to make you feel better for some reason. So the question is what are you ultimately looking for? What are you ultimately looking for? The thing that's going to bring you the thing. Well, what's the thing you're looking for that the thing's going to bring you? Is it peace? Is it serenity? Is it calm? Is it clarity? Is it action? Is it to get your ass off the...
What is that?
You know, it's going to be different for all of us. And this time right now, for this quiet time, is the animals are speaking. Whoops, there goes a card just flipped over. Ancient Power Mysteries. This is the Isis deck from Alana Fairchild. And this is the photo of one of the photos I used for the Hangout. And Ancient Power Mysteries. Hear the rattle of Isis playing. Oh my God. Hear the rattle of Isis playing. We're supposed to be playing. Rattles sound.
I like playing.
Yes.
How do I mute?
Oh, how do you mute? There, if you put your mouse, there's a mute at the bottom. It should be at the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. I can mute you, but
I'm sorry.
You see it?
I was trying to figure out how I could see you. I can't see you, and I don't want to interrupt your meeting, so I'm trying to be able to see you.
In your upper left hand, it should. And if you look in your upper right hand corner, there should be a thing that says gallery view or speaker view. You can actually see other people. in the room.
And everyone, thank you for bearing with me because I am not techno savvy
a
at
lot
all.
of people don't. I wanted to note too that at the end of that sentence I was reading in that article, which kind of was a little bit of the, well, a little bit of inspiration too, but for Isis, it says her famous temple at Philae, if I'm saying that right, Isis was worshipped specifically as a sun goddess. Among her solar epithets are female Re, which is R-E, Re-et, and female Horus. So I thought that was very interesting how that was put. And that I wanted to mention this to you too, Pam, that it says, Isis' most common solar manifestation is as the eye of Re, the Uraeus, or the cobra goddess, the cobra goddess. So when you were talking about the snake, I was like, oh, okay. And it says the cobra goddess who coils upon the sun's brow to protect him. So she coils upon the sun's brow to protect the sun. I found that very interesting. And who fights a constant cosmic battle against his great opponent, Apop. An inscription at Philae calls Isis Nesseret, or fiery, serpent on the head of Horus Re, the eye of Re, the unique goddess Uraeus. A hymn from Philae calls her the eye of Re, who has no equal in heaven and on earth. Who had Isis, who has no equal on heaven or in earth, on earth. The eye of Re is his active power. While he maintains his place in the sky, the solar power, the eye goddess goes forth to manifest his divine will. In this way, Isis and the other Uraeus goddesses, such as Tefnut, it looks like Wajet, Nef, I'm not sure how to pronounce these, are similar to Shakti, the active feminine power related to the god Shiva in some Hindu sects. Isis is also one of the deities who travels with Re in his solar bark as it moves through the other world. Again, her function is to protect him and help battle his foes. And I wanted to show you guys the picture of her in this drawing. And again, she's got the moon and the snake. And she's receiving,
beautiful.
In this picture, she's receiving the name of the Divine Father. So it was very interesting, this whole article, so I found it very interesting to share that today. And there's more to it, which you guys are, obviously free to read, but so I just found it very synchronistic to the information that we've been talking about. And then you about the snake and the, I was looking to see what other.
Well,
go ahead. And Jesse just says, thank you so much, Pam, for the snake.
Well, you are most welcome. I hope it finds a way to serve you. It says, when you have been weak, but now are becoming strong and developing wisdom, and you will do better in the future. Now, when you put that in the form of Shakti and power yes. coming back through this message, yes. I understand that because, I have my Shiva and that, yes. on my altar. So right. I understand it more in those words. So thank you for finding that.
And it's interesting, Dave and I went for a walk yesterday. He was like, you know what, let's just go for a walk, just you and me. And so we went for a walk and there was this house, we turned the corner around and I thought of you immediately, Pam, because there are 2 Buddhas in their yard. One was a bigger one. I think it was right on the front porch. And I thought of you immediately because then there was another little one sitting on the little table next to their chairs where they sit. And actually there's a little Buddha right there. So this is another thing, you guys, that I'm being guided to remind you. you know, there's going to come a day when you're going to wish you would have taken these moments that you have. Many of us are going to be like, why didn't I take that time I had and actually make the most of those moments while I had them, while I had the time, while I wasn't doing all these other things, when things go back to the new normal? Because one of the things that we can be doing is setting up our sacred spaces in our own homes. And that's something, again, I will tell you guys, this is the Pam that I've been talking about, that I've mentioned in many of my videos and hangouts, that helped me also. That's something I've always done, but that she reflected that back to me, the importance of that, and the setting of her home, and how the Buddhas and the incense and the lights and the candles, and the only one that we have to impress is ourselves. The only relationship that matters is the relationship with ourselves. That I do this for myself, and that the experiences that I had with you at your house, and picking my own dishes and placemats and beautiful things from the house to set the table with. And all, she was making me dinner, and she's like, just pick out whatever you want from anywhere in the house and just set the table, put whatever you want there. And it was just
so much.
It was just such a beautiful experience. I'll never forget that. And I share it so often. And to be able to have all these beautiful, beautiful placemats to choose from, and little and pretty teacups and water glasses. And it was just so fun.
It's just simple little things.
Yes, and how you shared the other day your picture of your dollar store treasures, how we used to love, you know, the sharing the things we bought at the dollar store. You know, it doesn't have to cost a lot of money, you guys, to be special and sacred. Matter of fact, my Buddha head I bought at the dang dollar store, and it's still in storage. But see, it's about setting the space, and then, you know, we go back. Take this time, you guys, to do this stuff. Set up your space, set up your altar. Altar means nothing more than a little place to put things you love that bring out the God and Goddess in you, to bring out the ritual in you, to put your crystals on, your seashells, the rocks you find in the street. You know, put your, like, I even put from fortune cookies, you know, from the Chinese restaurant. I put my fortune cookies, you know, they're all messages, and everything's a messenger. Everyone and everything is a messenger, and everything is a message. If we could look at our life that way, the way you revere nature, the way you appreciate the morning sun, the way all of those things were things that I appreciated because I already did them and appreciated them, but you made me do it even more. And even the moon calendar, when I've mentioned you guys in several of my old videos, I've shown this beautiful lunar calendar that this woman makes, that Pam gifted me with, and she literally draws the actual moon phase. It's all moon phases. The whole year is all drawings of each moon phase. It's amazing. And it was just such a beautiful, thoughtful gift that it's like, it connects you with that moon energy. It connects you with the moon goddess within you. It connects you with the idea that when you're sitting outside and looking at the moonlight, you know, we do it as often as we can too. And, you know, have a little fire outside if we can, or light a candle, or just have, you know, listen to the fountain outside. These are the things that we're all being asked to do now that we have this opportunity. And there's Jody. Yay! Sorry it took so long, Jody. I'm so excited you are here. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I'm so excited Jody's here. She has such news to share with you guys. Oh my God. So it was all of these things that helped me I want to say even crystallize them in my life to make me realize how important they actually were and are and continue to be. And just doing yoga together, or just, and how even one of the few people that I met in my life who even you have said to me how we are so comfortable even in each other's silence, how we can just sit and be comfortable and just sit and be, and go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Because when we met, we have so many parallels in our lives. We are sister signs. We are, aren't we? Sagittarius and Gemini.
Sagittarius and Gemini
you and I, and we and we both thrive in nature. I mean, if anyone could see the things in our homes, Wendy and I, you would almost think that we could live in each other's homes and be very comfortable.
And we buy the same clothes. It was kind
pottery, we just have.
It's funny. Are you sure you don't mind if I buy this, even if you buy it? It was like
we just land in your space.
It was funny.
So it's been a joy. So I am going to not take over your show. I'm going to mute myself so that we can talk to Jody. Hi, Jody. I don't know you.
Hi,
and
Jody,
hi, everyone, for putting up with my nervousness. Stop.
So yeah, so
I love you.
Don't go away, and just if you want to talk, just let me know. If you want to just just unmute or something, or there's a little thing you can raise your hand, but you don't have to do that. There's not a bunch of us in here, so it's fine. Just unmute if you want to say something. Go ahead. Jody. Oh my God, Jody.
Well, I can get chatty.
That's okay. Oh, before you go, did you draw the symbol, Pam?
I'm attempting.
Okay.
I'm attempting. It has more texture. I see more texture.
Okay.
But basically, I'm trying. It's kind of like this, but it has more texture, and it's very not ice blue, but the blue that almost surrounds me anyway in this space. But it's very blue. Very distinctive Orion type dots, and then almost like a kneeling Aztec-y looking thing on the left of it. And I see colors and I see sparkles, I see shapes, but this is something that has really come into my field that's unusual, and it's so vibrant. And so it captured my attention a couple of mornings in a row, and I thought of you. So I wanted to share that with you the other day.
Yay. Well, I'm really excited that you had mentioned that to me about you were feeling like this, you were talking about Orion and feeling like there were symbols coming. So this is one of the things I want to encourage all of you. And I'm so happy to see Pam doing that too. And one of the things I did too for Pam was, when we met, one of the things I made for her was some symbols, some actual, galactic light language symbols, to put in her Zen room, to help activate her and remind her of her other aspects and things. And so, so a lot of things have come. Oh, there they are. Thanks. So I felt a lot of blue energy with her. So I made her symbols blue, and she's got a lot of blue in her house. And the first one of them, and I will be honest, one of the first things I said to Pam when we got to know each other and I was in her house for a little while was, wow, you have a lot of throat chakra energy going on. Like I could feel the wanting, like you wanting to speak your truth, to share your truth, to share your being, and that's how I have always felt with you, is this, and you're lover of felines and that feline energy, and your this gentleness, but this strength, and how much I admire that quiet strength about you, and how and cats are quiet, they're very quiet, but there's a very intuitiveness about them. And so I've always felt that energy. But it was kind of interesting that you mentioned that about the blue thing again today, because this is a lot about our throat chakras, you guys. It's about speaking our truth and speaking our hearts. And when you said that today about coming into the hangout and about being part of your wellness, and so we have to make a commitment to ourselves. And the card that you read was very important for me and for all of us right now, is about that, about creating that sanctuary, looking at all the good, the growth that we've done, looking at your gifts and abilities, looking at that you're going to be able to take these into a future forward, with a new strength, and that we have this time right now, between now and probably the middle of July, to we're at the top now. It's time to really make a commitment to your wellness, a commitment to the rest and relaxation portion of your day, that when things go back to the new normal, you don't just drop all this. That's not what this is about. It's about incorporating this into your life and making it the priority, because when you make that the priority and you the priority, the rest takes care of itself. You get the job, the lover, the place, the house, the relationships, the grocery store. You get everything you need when you need it, when you're doing that first. Because if you don't do that first, the rest is going to fall to shit. That's the way it works, whether we want to believe it or not. It has got to be the commitment. The first thing, not the last thing. And I will say to all you mothers out there, I know I'm a mom. I know I raised 2 boys. They are men now. We put everybody else first. Not just moms, but many of us put everybody else's needs first. Everybody else's needs first but our own. We don't relax, we don't rejuvenate, we don't rest, we don't recuperate, we don't nothing. And then we wonder why we don't have nothing left. What do you got left for a partner if you're like that? So, or a child or anything. So mothers know what that's like. The kids get fed first, the kids bathe first, the kids get the kids get to be first. So one day a year we celebrate moms where you get to be first, kind of. So, and happy Mother's Day. Jody, love you guys. Happy Mother's Day to all of you moms out there. I love you because I'm with you. I'm with you. Whether it's a new mom, an old mom, and anything in between, grandmom, great grandmom, just, you know what, we're all moms. And this is one of the things we're doing. We're empowering the mother within us all, and not just, it's about the males also empowering the divine feminine within them, and the women standing up to this divine masculine within them. And we come to this beautiful equal place where we all know who each other are, and we come to each other strong, not looking at each other to necessarily, yes, we support each other, we hold each other up all the time, but the point is you got to be strong on your own first, or the rest is just going to fall away. So that's what this is all about, creating the space, making it a priority, making you a priority. And I have to, and when you do that, when you make that commitment, everything else starts to fall into place. The synchronicities happen, the things happen that come to you that you never would have imagined, because you're not trying. It's because you're allowing, not pushing, not thinking, not the how, the what, the when, the what. Yeah. Once you stop doing all that and you start just taking care of yourself and making the altar and doing those things, even if it's for 5 minutes a day, you guys say you got to go back to work, that is not an excuse to not incorporate it into your life. That's the most important. So 222, Dave says it's 222. That's important today, you guys. Another number, 222. So look it up. That's an angel number. It's a message for somebody out there. Numbers matter. So numbers matter. Numbers matter. What we think is a thought. What we believe is what comes to fruition. A thought is a thing. Buddha says, you guys, thoughts are things. So one of the very first things my friend ever taught me many years ago, God, decades ago, she said to me, thoughts are things. And I said, oh, that makes more sense to me than anything I've ever heard. Who said that? And she said to me, Buddha. That was my first introduction to Buddha. So thoughts are things, you guys. Our thoughts are things, what you believe. And this is one of the things, again, I will reiterate and come back to. We're here to do these gatherings to break the chains of the belief systems that are disempowering and not allowing us to be the gods and goddesses. We're not talking about, it's not about being something you're not, it's about understanding what you already are and about utilizing the powers that are already within you. And just, that's what these are doing, is awakening all the stuff within us and remembering. So when we dress up like, Hathor or Egyptians or some of our other friends, superheroes, that's what I was trying to go for, some superheroes. Today we're talking about, again, Thor. Would you believe, you guys, in my dragon cards, there's a Thor card? And I wonder if I brought it up because I'm talking about it now. I thought I saved it, but anyway, I might have put it back. But anyway, maybe it's for another day, but there's an actual Thor dragon card. So, and it was like, it was a message for Dave. So it was kind of funny, but, so the dragon energy too has been really strong, but I wanted to,
Look what comes up.
Source Dragon attunes you to the infinite. We'll see. Well, look what Dave pulled. Attunes you to the infinite. Source Dragon. This is what we're doing, you guys. We're connecting to all the parts of ourselves.
The first one.
Thor's red,
Turned
black,
over.
and gold. Of course it did. There it is.
You
So
forgot that one.
I forgot that one. Be still. Okay, listen, you guys. Here we go, Pam. Source Dragon attunes you to the infinite. Be still. In the silence, magic can happen. Be in the moment. Be in the moment. Come on.
What good advice.
Be in the moment.
I like that dragon.
I like that.
Allow, be in the moment.
And the red Thor's, okay, so we're talking about superheroes. So I had to laugh today because as I'm pulling cards for today, for this hangout, Thor's red, black, and gold dragon protects you in times of change. Okay, you guys, here's Thor's dragon for us. Protecting us in times of change. This is about the biggest change we're ever going to go through is we're on we're called the leading edge for a point, and we're at the 0 point. And I really, really like that post too. There's a couple of posts I shared you guys on, which I may not have time to read, but they're awesome. On I didn't write them, I shared them on my Facebook pages because they're so good. And one of them was about dragons and one was about griffins. And the dragon one hit home. And that's was one of the inspirations for today, because I've been in the dragon energy for several days. And then I read that post, I think it was yesterday or the day before, and I shared it. And it was about the air dragon, earth dragon, water dragon, and fire dragon. And so, and I've been deeply talking to the elementals. And so they started talking about the connections and all of that. And so I was pulling like the earth card, the earth dragon, air dragon, and we'll see what we get to today and what we don't. But obviously it was most important to pull the source dragon card. And what's even weirder is I saw, and you guys look, Dave, see that, you guys? Today's number 8. Today's date equals 8, and it's the 8th. And there's the infinity sign. Infinite. And I wrote something about the infinite today. I have to find what I wrote. Oh, I wrote that to somebody in an email today. Infinite, I said infinite harmony, I believe it was, something like that. Infinite love, I don't know. Be still in the silence, magic can happen, be in the moment. Thor's red, black, and gold dragon protects you in times of change, a time of rapid transition and transformation. Well, here you go again. Relax. You are safe. Relax. You are safe.
So it is interesting that last
I never.
Yeah, the 4 elements.
Yes. Go ahead. Go ahead, Pam.
I never realized that serpents were so protective. I mean, isn't a dragon considered a serpent? I mean,
in a way, yes.
So
they will tell you they are not, but that whole idea, and I'm noticing this even. I was looking at this even closer. So if you look, Thor's red and gold protects you in times of change. It's interesting because the dragon is actually, he's holding, like, if you look really, really close, look. What is that?
What is he holding?
I don't know. That's what I'm looking at. I'm like, what is he holding? It's like, is that a shield or it is, it's a shield, protection.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
He has a
shield on of protection. So this is for all of us, you guys. We really, this is a time of huge transition and change. And we really are, we have this blanket of, okay, I'm going to use the word, and I'm only going to use it once today. We have a corona of protection around us, you guys, all the way around the earth. If you can think of a circle as a circle, think of the circles that we've been talking about today. But think of it as going all the way around us. Oh, we left I forgot to bring our moon. Anyway, that's okay. But if you think of a circle, a cylinder, I mean, a sphere, excuse me, of light surrounding the whole thing is what I'm talking about. That's the kind of protection we have right now during this massive human collective consciousness change. That's what I'm getting. Relax, you're safe. Relax, everybody, you really are safe. That's what this is all about, is we're this reality that we're creating, you can relax because you're safe. We are safe in this reality. And I just want to kind of sort of like leave it in that place that relax, that you are safe in this reality that we're creating. I'm just going to put it that way and leave it there for now. So, and Heather says balance, and Jessie just says, I needed that one day. I have 2 toddlers, and it's true. I need to make me a priority. Happy Mother's Day. And I'm going to tell you guys something I was reminded of that even we did for AJ's nurse, is she had never taken a bubble bath before. Now, I know that may sound strange to many of you, but how many of you, and when was the last time you took a bubble bath or a bath at all? Sat with candles, if possible, or music, incense. Now, I know Pam can, her answer is probably this morning. If I know Pam, or will be today, but if I know Pam, because Pam is a bathtub person. She even has been the one who made me appreciate bathtubs more than anything. And I didn't have one for a really long time, you guys, like years, seriously years in my rebuilding. And it wasn't until I came here and I'm like, oh my God, look at this bathtub. And that was one of the first things we did, was take a bath. So, and I was reminded about that yesterday, that this is another time, you guys. I can't believe, I will say very out loud here, I cannot believe when I see people post on Facebook, I'm bored. Are you freaking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Who can possibly be bored? Who? When there is so much to do, so much to explore inside yourself, all the things that you could potentially doing, we're bored because we're not using our imagination and we're not listening to the answers. If you're bored, there's so many other things we could be doing besides our faces and social media that we could be doing at home. But I'm not saying that this isn't important, because it is.
Start a garden.
And now we have a friend, Stephanie, and her cousin, Christy, also starting a garden. So plant a plant, all these things that we can be doing that we're not doing, that we don't have time for that. You know, these are the things that, even if it's when you go back into your new life, take a bath instead of a shower, even if it's once a week, you know, if you can. We always have to remember what we can be doing. And as Bashar always said, take your highest joy and excitement as far as you can take it, until you can take it no further without any insistence on the outcome. So many times we do this like we do on vacation, where you think about it all and you're like, well, if I take a bath, I do this, I do that, blah, blah, and you talk yourself out of the bath, and then there you go, you're done. You've not even done it. So moms especially, and this is one of the things that we were telling her, because she is a mom of little children. And now moms of more than ever, you're homeschooling. Most of you are homeschooling right now, or some form of homeschooling. So, oh my God, my heart goes out to you. Seriously, you know, it does. Seriously, I praise you. And because I see firsthand what she's going through with her own children, and so I'm being guided again. That's one of those things that is something, if you can, to do it. Even if we tell ourselves a lot of times, and even Dave and I, well, if you don't have a half an hour, then I'm not going to do it at all. Well, that's not the right attitude. It's about the moment. And even if, as Dave says, well, then if we only have 10 minutes, you have 10 minutes. You got 20 minutes, you got 20 minutes. Usually you find out you got more than 10 minutes, right? And then once you're in, you're like, mommy's in the tub, leave me alone. So, you know, it's like, you gotta say, okay, and I'm gonna say this too, because a lot of times we do children a disservice by not putting ourselves first, because what are we teaching our children? Don't put yourself first. Why would you do that? What are you teaching? What example are we setting for our children when we don't put our own needs first in order to have the best of ourselves to give our children? So if you're not taking that bath, if you're not eating, if you're not, this is the thing that all moms escape us, because we think we're doing the right thing, but yet we're not teaching our children to honor the quiet, honor the self, honor the bathtub. No, for the next 30 minutes, you are going to do this or do that, or read your book, or sit quietly, or go sit with mommy or daddy, and I'm talking to both sexes here, because Dave likes to take a bath too, guys. Dave really likes to take a bath. Always has, long before he met me too. So the point is, it's about committing to the time to yourself and saying, mommy gives you her attention when she's with you, but now mommy needs 30 minutes of quiet. Just whether it's putting together a puzzle, maybe sitting quietly. Many kids have electronic stuff that they can pay attention to now. Watching a couple of YouTube videos, you know, they will teach your children to commit to self-love practice. That is the most important thing that you can teach a child on this Mother's Day, is to teach children their own self-practice. And again, we as moms want to give. But we also know we have to teach our children how to be independent, how to think for themselves, live for themselves, eat for themselves. So take care of themselves, clean for themselves. We have to teach them how to do all of these things while also doing it for them. We have to teach them how to do it and how to be independent thinkers. We as a society look to YouTube, Face, all this other social media as a means of entertainment, meaning if I am listening to something spiritual, that means I don't have to take the quiet time to apply the information. No, the point is you listen to it, then you go in your life and apply the information and how it applies to your life, your work, your relationships, you know, all of those things, how you take care of your body. So that's what this is all about. So even I was thinking about the know thyself thing that Bashar had talked about a couple of years ago in an event. And I have a playlist on my YouTube channel called Know Thyself, and it's the 7-week, 7-day, but nobody wants to do it because it's committing for 49 days, even though it's a couple seconds a day. Seconds, you guys, it's seconds a day, seconds. But nobody wants to commit to 49 days of looking in the mirror going, I love you. Nobody wants to do that because you think it's bullshit.
I don't want that. I want everybody to want to.
And everybody wants to love themselves. So we think if there's not some like magic at the end of well, there is magic in it. What better magic than to know yourself? So that is where the dark mysteries lie, you guys. The dark mysteries lie within here. In the quiet, enter the chamber of the dark goddess. You are the dark goddess. This is us. This is the chamber of the dark goddess, but it's not dark at all. The only thing you're going to find is light. So all of these messages just sort of happen. So I'm just kind of looking at some of these notes too about mothers. And so that idea, to just kind of recap that, is I think we've heard it all, but don't practice it, is we are not setting the example, and that is all we ever have in everyday life, no matter when it's any of us. As we walk through the world, that's all we really have, is to be. And just by being, you set the example. So by being and being you and saying, I need this time, even if it's 5 minutes, I need 5 minutes, I need 10 minutes. It teaches our children. And even our other relationships, even Dave says, if you need 10 minutes of quiet, say so, you know. So if you need quiet, you've got to honor that and ask for it. But then you got to do it. You got to do it. So recognizing that within ourselves is how others recognize it, because moms can be martyrs, and we're like, well, you know, I don't have time for me. And this is, that's not, okay, this is a chain, guys, ladies, gentlemen, that we need to break today. right now today. This is one of the chains that we're talking about the belief systems that you are doing something wrong by taking care of yourself first. It can't work any other way. And now we're starting to understand that. So all of the excuses we used to have, thankfully, have been removed from us for just a little while, right? Every excuse we've ever had has been taken away from us. No more ball games on TV, no more sports, no more school, no more, all of these things have been taken, the running around, all of that has lessened. It's changed, yes, but it's quieter now. So that's what we're being asked to do, is to take this time and then incorporate that into the new normal, because that is going to be the new normal. Children have got to understand the importance of not looking to YouTube or social media or anything or anyone, even their parents, to figure it out for them. If we constantly are throwing stuff at our kids to stimulate them and to distract them, when do they actually have time to hear their own higher selves? Or maybe even light languages, or maybe they've got sharing and channeling to do for you. So with that said, I want to talk to Jody. If you can talk, can you, okay, good. She's unmuted. So a couple weeks ago, if you guys have been watching, we talked to Jody a little bit about her granddaughter and light languages and some things. And then Dave, the last couple of weeks, has been kind of putting the pressure on just a little bit, but putting her on the spot a little bit. But I am just, again, here's my chance to say my inner child is jumping up and down in glee and joy, because Jody sent me a message with a little video and she was doing a Reiki session, and I'm going to say to her friend Pamela. So what a synchronicity, right? Pam, that Jody was doing a Reiki session, a little Reiki thing, a grounding video for her friend, and her friend's name is Pamela. So I thought that was very, very, very interesting that I hear a message from Jody yesterday about her friend Pamela, and then I hear from my friend Pamela about some of her openings and drawings and things. So,
and now they're here together. And
now you guys are here together, Pamela energy. So Jody, do tell all of us about your experiences.
Well, another thing I want to say, right, because she mentioned that she was a Gemini. My friend Pam is a Gemini too.
No, come on.
Okay,
the synchronicities are off the charts.
Oh my God. When is your birthday, Jody?
Mine's July 15th.
Oh, okay. So okay, well, there we go. So
that was in the video right before I was interviewed, and you were saying, I think you guys had the matching peacock shirts on, and you kept saying, yes, I keep getting 7/15. I'm like, that's my birthday.
Oh, that's your birthday. That's right. 7/15. Okay, that's funny. So anyway, please share your story. What's happened this last week?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I did a video for Pam because she wasn't grounded. She was feeling too, she's super sensitive like us, and she was feeling too many emotions, and she couldn't. I said, have you gone outside today? Go outside and ground. It might be a good idea. So then I got popped into my head. I was like, I think I need to help her ground. So I bought her a bronzite.
Ooh, I've never seen it before.
I said, if you don't mind, I'm going to do a video with this and see if I can help you ground. And she was like, sure, no problem. So I take it outside and I take the video with me and I start doing Reiki, and I'm just holding it there. And then all of a sudden it was like, say something. And I'm like, okay. And so it just flowed right out of me. And then I sent it to her and she was like, oh my God. And then I was like, okay, now I got to send it to her, because I don't know if that was even the light language, because I was so,
You're funny.
I don't know.
You are really funny. You were just, it was just so funny how you said that too. Cause I have to, here, hang on. It was just hilarious the way you said it to me too. You're like, something like, oh, I guess that's how it's done. Oh, that's what I was going to ask you too. So, I'm looking for it. Oh, here it is. So I was like, I was so excited, you guys. So she says, I take it that works. I'm like, yeah, yeah, it works. So she says, okay, posting it on my YouTube channel. So yeah, you guys will have to go check out her YouTube channel and check out her video. I'm really excited for all you guys to watch it and hear it. And I was going to play it, but I want you guys to go to her channel so that you guys can encourage you to go to her channel and listen to more of her stuff. It's under, is it under Jody Reiki Medium?
Yeah, Reiki Medium 333.
Okay, Reiki Medium 333. So I don't know if it'll let you put. Sometimes it doesn't let you post links in the comment section. If it does, go ahead. But if it might not let you. And then so that you guys can watch it. So because I was so excited I'm seriously, you guys, so excited. Jody has been watching me for years now, and I'm like, oh my God, she's speaking light languages. I'm so excited. So then you said, I have had a visit with Freddie and Commander Ashtar. So we were talking, and this is one of the things I wanted to mention, you guys, about one of the reasons why Dave and I do this stuff is about our connections to music, also musicians and TV and all of that stuff. So Freddie, she's talking about Freddie Mercury. So tell us a little bit about, if you remember, and if you want to share, what was the message about? I mean, what was the messages about from Freddie and Ashtar? Were they personal for you? Were they more for everybody? What was, I trying to get people to share their experiences so people stop thinking that this stuff is so weird.
Right. Okay. The dog is bothering me here. Go lay down. So it was funny. I kept walking back and forth from my bedroom to I'm in the living room, and I was watching messages because I was on a Matt Kahn roll with videos the other day when Freddie came in, and then all of a sudden, then you know how stuff pops up on your news feed for you to look at next or whatever. When he wants to talk to me, he makes it crystal clear. There's going to be 40 videos in my face of him because usually I can hear him. I can hear, and then he gets close. When spirits get close to me like this, I can see them. Well, apparently I was not paying attention. So then he decided to throw it up on my video. And it was about his interview. And I wrote it down in my book, but my book is in the other room. It was a video. It was about, the song One Vision. And then in the interview, he was talking about people want a visual entertainment. And that just stuck with me. And I happened to look down right beside me, and I had both sets of my glasses laying on top of a picture that I've been coloring for the last week.
Eyeglasses?
Eyeglasses. And I'm like, oh, it's all about vision right now. Okay. Yep. So then I had to watch the video, and then I had to look up the lyrics of the song One Vision. And I'm like, okay, I'm getting it. So this was a message. I believe that message was for everybody. Now, the Commander Ashtar, I've had 2 experiences with him so far. One was like right when the lockdown happened, he came and talked. He came and I don't know if he was talking or if it was just like he was sending me messages. It was telepathic. I know that, but it's not English. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's hard to describe that.
It is hard to describe.
But I saw his face clear as day. And then I was like, I never knew who he was until I got out my cards, and I'm like, I think I've seen this person before. And I pulled out the cards and I started looking Kyle Gray's cards.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Commander Ashtar was in there. And I'm like, That's who's talking to me. Oh crap. Okay. Well then that last weekend when what holiday was that?
It was just May Day, 1st of May.
Yes, May Day.
May.
So I was talking to, I have two friends that we had a ceremony for, and Commander Ashtar decided he was going to talk to my friend, because he's a medium too, to talk to me. And he says, when I need to calm down, for one, because I'm misinterpreting his command for what part of this are you not getting? Because at first it wasn't in English. And he's saying, you're interpreting that as anger, and it's not anger. So you need to calm down and go within. And he said a few more other things, but I was so taken aback by it that I was like in shock. I didn't, and I shouldn't be. I've been doing this for 20 years.
I still shocks me. As Dave, I'm like, it does.
So I didn't write anything down, and I'm pretty sure that my friend might remember what he said, but that was a personal message for me to calm down and not be so angry when I'm trying to give a message to my family. Yes, I am angry.
I'm not saying anything at all.
Because I'm going, what part of this do you not understand? Stop being a butt.
He's so patient. Let me just tell you guys. People are having a lot of weird things happening. People are just physically, emotionally, everything that could be, I think that we could be experiencing as a collective, we're experiencing right now. It's like getting it all out so we could just get it all out and deal with it all. Right. And, but we're reminded again, we've got each other. And I can't believe how, and this, I want to come back to the light languages a little bit, because I was kind of laughing a couple of weeks ago when you said something like, send me an activation. And I'm joking and I'm laughing thinking, honey, you've been activated for like 3 years or however long you've been watching this channel. So it's all about, isn't it funny though, how you kind of did the same thing I did in the first time I ever started speaking was, okay, if there's somebody there who wants to say something, like now's the time, right. And it flowed right out of you. It was like you weren't even, so it's funny how once you open the throat chakra, or like you said, once you open that gate. So for example, I don't know which came first in your experience, the light language or the Ashtar thing. Was it before or after you were speaking light languages?
That was just today's month, May. Yeah. That was in March when Commander Ashtar. Okay. Yeah. So
interesting. So I feel in my own experience that all of those other things that I like, listening to other channelers, I listened when I first found like channeling and light languages, I literally listened to every single channeler I could.
Yes.
And I mean, every one of them, I listened to every one of them. And then some of the light languages, I would listen to some of them more than others. Some resonate more with other people than others. Right. So that's very natural. So it's very interesting how all of those were activations for me. And even the channeling itself was an activation for light languages, but the light languages are also activations for additional information and additional channeling. And so that's what starts to happen too, is it's kind of like the chicken and the egg, but it doesn't really matter which came first. But the thing is one always serves the other, feeds off of the other. So it's very interesting how many people can come into Like I didn't study Reiki till after I started speaking light languages. A lot of people come into Reiki and then find spirituality, light languages, channeling, or they realize maybe sometimes Reiki masters discover, okay, I'm more sensitive than I thought. I know I have, capability of channeling source energy as Reiki through my hands, because Reiki, that's all that is, guys, is just source energy. That's all that means, life energy. So we're all channeling life energy through our hands, but when we do it intentionally, and I can tell the difference when he and I do it intentionally, especially when he does it intentionally, his hands, like seriously, like the heat is unbelievable that comes from the energy. So when we're speaking light languages also, and signing, colors come out, sounds come out. So it's like colors come out of the sound and color comes out of our hands. It's like this constant symphony. And that's why they call it the languages of lights, because it's all that. So as you're holding the crystal, like I think I have that crystal and I never even knew that that was the name of it.
Oh, bronzite.
Yeah, I did. I'm like, oh, I have one that looks like that. So this is another thing, you guys, that in these hangouts that we do on Fridays and things that I've been doing on my channel, and that Jody does too, is using the crystals as using their specific energy with intention.
Yes.
To facilitate a particular thing. So in your case, your light language really was a message of grounding to her. And then when you decided to share it out to on YouTube to the collective consciousness, it becomes a grounding energy for other people. So that's what this is all about too. These hangouts are about. Dave and I have a lot of crystals. He's got more, actually, I think he has more crystals than I had, but, so, and a lot of mine are still in storage. So, but utilizing with intention, even if you don't understand, even if you don't know the name of the crystal and you don't know what properties it has and you're not sure, you just see it, you like it, you think it's pretty, or it like talks to you, it calls you, a rock on the ground, a seashell, whatever. I even pick up pennies. Honest to God, you guys, if I find a penny on the ground in the US, the pennies have a picture of Abraham Lincoln on them. And so when I see the penny, to me, it's always a sign from Abraham, the Esther Hicks Abraham. So it's like, I know, and same thing with music. I'm glad you brought that up about music, because we've been talking a lot about that here at home and outwardly, is about our connections to other musical people, and how not only those that have made their transition talk to us through music and TV and movies by putting something in our awareness, but also they'll send me a song.
Yes.
And it's like, oh, they're singing this song to me.
Yes.
It's a whole different story when you take the words and apply it to, say, them singing it to you, or your guides saying, this is how I feel about you. But this love song isn't about two people. It's about your source in that moment reminding you how much you're loved and supported. That if you take those words and sing them to yourself as part of your self-care, you start to realize you really are loved and supported, and that we do have this whole beautiful light of energy around all of us, just like tote card. And the Thor, Thor, I think I got toad in my mind. So apparently their presence. So that Thor idea. And we have, and Dave reminded me too, we have two Thor hammers. We have a smaller replica and a big giant one. So we have Thor's hammers here. And that's why I thought it was so funny, because I'm like, oh, Dave, it's your card about that idea of Thor. And we laugh about Thor because I've never even watched the movies, and yet I've only seen a couple of video clips that he showed me, and I'm like, I love this guy. He's so like totally awesome and real, and just like, yeah, I got powers and I'd just rather sit here and drink a beer. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, I love this guy. So that's kind of what this is all about for all of us. The new normal is, yeah, I'm psychic. Yeah, I talk to rocks and stones and stuff. And yeah, I'm a healer and I do this and it's not the far stretch anymore, is it, guys? This is what we're doing.
Send a raven.
Send a raven.
So does Jody have a message for us?
So yes, does Jody have a light language message for us today?
Dave.
You knew we were going to have to ask.
Oh. I'm trying to think of what stone, and I have stones sitting here.
Okay.
Because it has to be with a stone.
Okay, good. Let's do that then. That's good. And if you can, tell us what the stone is, if you know what it is, and what kind of message you would like to impart with it.
Okay. Green moonstone. This one is
perfect. It's May, green. Oh, it's perfect. Moonstone. It's green moonstone.
I knew I was holding this one for a reason. Okay. We'll open the heart chakra.
I can already hear them.
But I see what I just give me that. It feels like there's something that more wants to come out through the throat chakra.
It does. I can feel it. And I can speak too if you want, if it'll help you.
Okay.
Mashana ita ina ama atu utu uma asha ite iki ina ishoru una ete ikipo otola ivosho jivajanate.
Beres que não é que passa ninha awene. Oshinina wa anasinha was.
Anasha anoe aiana iwa hatu iwa atea I ayura eshatea opokotereshe iva sotoriando vianuia niata evashote kielo derveshose sima etea nuneato. Siato eshe iana ete. I was just thinking about my moonstone just now. I have one that was a gift from Dave, and is a yijavoto empire te vesuno ba te vasuma te vesuno se veshono te evakia I ina veshono. So what I'm hearing right now is all of you and all of us. So they're basically saying right now that the stones speak to each other, and Dave and I know this already because we kind of our stuff talks to each other, and his stones have actually woken him up in the middle of the night. His crystal skull, right, woke him up in the middle of the night. What did it say?
It was connecting with someone else that I knew, and it was really excited to tell me that it made the connection to the other person. Woke me up in the middle of the night. I don't know, 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm sleeping finally. Like,
Dave, wake up!
Right? Don't you love it?
It was that.
Mine is vibrating right now.
See, Davoshonote. So it's telling me, I'm thinking about my moonstone. So it's showing me my moonstone, and I didn't wear it today, but and it's actually saying the stones speak to each other because, of course, they're all connected, just as we're all connected. And and I know I'm a stone speaker. I know you are too, Jody, and I know you knew Dave was. So they're showing me how our moonstones are talking to each other and like connecting. They're like making this like connection. And they're telling everybody else too that to remember that you can, when you're in these hangouts, like they're showing me putting the information into your crystals. Like we're all doing that when we're sharing these hangouts together. They're all the information's going into your crystals and my crystals, and how they're like having this little like crystal party, and how they're talking to each other, and how then after the hangouts they continue to talk to us literally. And that's what made me think of your skull, because they even said, and we talk to you throughout the night. We talk to you when you're sleeping and are helping you and supporting you and giving you information, because they really are messengers with messages, and we use it as the messenger. But really, I mean, Jody, you could do it without it. We all could do it without it. It's just the permission that we need to do it. And that's okay. That's what permission slips are for. And that's to round out this idea today, is about that this is what we all do. This is why Dave and I do what we do. This is why we use crystals and we use light languages and we use these relics and artifacts and symbols and oracle cards, because they give us permission to be multidimensional. We already are, but we get to wake up and remember that now. So by the moonstones talking to us, talking through you, talking light languages now you have this alchemical situation that you have now, this new, I don't want to say new gift, because it was a gift that was already inside of you. It was already there. You just are letting it out and letting the world see it. So now you, see, now I get that weird tingly feeling I get, that you now have this new element to add to your healing. And that adds an element to the rest of the human collective consciousness, because also and I want to say as mothers and fathers, and I'm meaning this in the rhetorical sense, that all of us walking around the world as males, females, and every other representation of such, that we are walking examples of light. And so just by you doing this in your life, we all benefit from that. All of us benefit from you accepting this new part of your journey, your power, alchemizing it. We all benefit from that. And so this is one of the things that even my guides are reminding me when I sit and whine about things, about why am I, who cares? Who cares about this? That's what they remind me of too, is that there's this alchemy that happens that changes everything, that everything and everyone benefits. And not just everything, we're talking the crystals benefit, the crystal collective benefits, the human collective benefits, the sky, the moon, the sun collective benefits, the Isis teaching collective benefits. How many, the bees on the back of this card. Dave, when we do the blessings every night, when he does the blessings in Hebrew every night at dinner, we thank the bees too for the candles, because we're burning beeswax candles. So it changes everything. The bees benefit because we're now spreading things about saving the dandelions. Well, the bees benefit. Now, a couple of weeks, I wanted to say to you guys too, thank you for your messages. I didn't get to read Brielle's message, but the yellow flowers, you guys have been connecting to Sandra, the ET, the little hybrid child with the yellow. So she's been very excited to tell you guys about how many people have been connecting with her through yellow flowers and dandelions. So then we talk about the dandelions and how we're sharing, don't kill the dandelions. All of this benefits. What does that got to do with the things that we're talking about? Everything. It's got everything to do with it.
Well, one of the gifts of the crystals and the stones is they all hold their own certain frequency. So when you hold them and connect with them, you're reminded of their frequency. And once you're reminded of their frequency, you can then synchronize with that frequency and connect with the things that are associated with that frequency. And when you become familiar with that frequency, then you don't need to be holding the stone or the crystal.
Exactly.
You can do it just by intent and will.
And that's exactly the message that they are teaching us. That is what plants are teachers, these are teachers, and that is exactly right. They teach us that, yes, we need it for permission today, but really, we really can connect anytime. And that was the message that is actually the message that they wanted to give, was you guys can connect to your Jody's moonstone, my moonstone. We can all connect to these things and gather the information and the energy from this hangout, from her light language grounding, all of it. It's all part of that because it's all embedded in it. And even funny, Jody, our other friend Jody, Jody Runyon says, wow, I'm a few minutes behind, but I had to tell you guys at the beginning of the hangout, I was called to pull out a moonstone that I recently purchased. Now I know why. So there you go, guys. Moonstone. So, you know, we're getting long on time, and there's a bunch of cards I didn't get to pull today, but that's okay, because as I've been mentioning to Dave, and we've been talking about that, one of the things that I haven't been doing a lot of is videos. And so kind of maybe getting back into that and sharing a lot of the stuff that comes through when Dave and I are preparing for the Friday ahead, or when we're getting messages, or I'm doing readings for just him and I, or I get epiphanies about what to share with you guys. I pull cards, and oftentimes because we start sharing other things, or like I was so excited to share your story and Pam coming in, I don't always get to read all the cards. So I wanted to say was I'm going to make a point of doing more videos to share some of the stuff maybe that we didn't get to share during these hangouts. And a lot of that's too going to lead to hopefully more content being created for you guys, you know, kind of on a subscription type thing, where all of this stuff I just don't have time to share live or on videos, that if I can put it in one place to share with everybody who wants the information, that we can put it in one place and to be able to share all this stuff. So this is something that Dave and I've been working on and thinking about, and he's been working on. He does programming and, you know, that kind of stuff. Like, that's not even the beginning of it, but that's okay. So, but I wanted to just, I love this deck, this dragon deck. And so I just wanted to share a couple of light language messages and blessings. And Pam turned her video back on. So did you have something you wanted to share, Pam?
I just wanted to say that I love you, and I'll let you sign off. But hi, Jody. I wanted to say hi to Dave, and full moon energy to everybody. Great time of endings and new beginnings to come.
And thank you, my dear moon goddess. And did you do a full moon ceremony, Pamela?
I burned my fire, and we kind of got rained out, the moon late at night, but I had my fire. It's ritual, you know. Yes. There's great meaning in ritual, as you know.
Well, that's why I wanted to mention it, because our fire dragon is here, and we have a little, well, currently we have a kind of a, you shouldn't have any fires right now because not the right, you know, Pam knows all about that in Tennessee too. There's a lot of times when you can't have fires because it's not suitable, and we don't want to cause any kind of massive fire. So we couldn't have our fire.
No, but we're quite damp. We're quite damp right now.
Yeah, so you don't have to worry about that. But here in Florida, we're here in the Miami, Fort Lauderdale area, so it's a little too warm and windy to have fires right now. So, but again, you can light an incense, light a candle. The intention, the ceremony, just standing outside and looking at the moonlight. And I will say to you guys too, that a lot of this stuff, if you're really wanting to do light language activations, it doesn't matter what kind, even Pam doing drawings is a light language activation. This is the whole point, is spending time with the intention of being with the moon, expressing gratitude to Isis and the moon goddesses and all those things. Whether you believe in them or don't, using them as a permission to receive more energy and be more in tune with the elements. And so remember to light that fire, light a candle. We're all mesmerized by fire. We don't know why, but we are, all of us. And I'm a fire sign. So our fire dragon burns up the lower energies around us. Our water dragon, and you guys can pause the video later if you want. The water dragon helps you flow easily around obstacles. Flow. Today is number 8, which is flow. The symbol, Sirius symbol for today is flow. Helps you flow easily around obstacles. There's more information at the bottom of the cards too, but. Oh, Christ, I'm sorry, I have to read it. Christ, light, and love are flowing. Develop your psychic abilities. Go with the flow. Okay, sorry, I guess I'm supposed to read the bottom to it. And the fire dragon says, you are safe and protected. What? You're safe and protected. Be determined and inspired. Clear your soul pathway. It reminded me of the story you told me about the road appearing in the desert. The air dragon, look at those beautiful colors, you guys. There's your blue, Pam. Look at that beautiful air dragon. Oh my God. Helps you rise above earthly matters. Helps you rise above earthly matters. Communicate honestly. Brings inspiration and hope. See life from a higher perspective. Well, communicate honestly. Blue chakra, throat chakra.
Okay, came back on for that one. Yes, blue has enveloped, and it has been all about speaking truth.
Yes.
All of it has been about speaking truth.
Speaking, exactly. Communicate honestly, which does bring inspiration and hope, and it does help us see life from a higher perspective. I will say that that is very, very true. And the earth dragon, clear your path and the land around you. Stay grounded. Here you go, Jody. Here we go, guys. Earth was supposed to be last, I guess. Stay grounded, be ready to serve. Stay grounded and be ready to serve. This is what we're all being asked to do, you guys. We're staying grounded, but be ready to serve. And I just told Dave, I said, this is the quiet before the storm. I said, all of us are going to be sorry that we didn't take this quiet time. Once the chaos starts up again, we're going to be like, oh my God, I should have made magic of those moments while I had them. So that's the message, to stay grounded and be ready to serve. Because I told him, I said, I feel like we're all in this hurry up and wait. We're in this hurry up and wait feeling of something amazing is going to happen, and we're getting ready for it. So be ready to serve.
You could be missing all the amazing.
Yes.
I'm sorry, you could be missing all of the amazing, that inner amazing and partner amazing. And if you're not being present and doing exploration, painting the picture or strumming your guitar, whatever it is, if you are just closed up, your expansion will never come.
God, I love this. You guys look at the blue. Even the blue in around him, and the back too is blue, but the blue flowing with this water, it's the earth dragon, but there's these spiral symbols coming through, and they're blue. Clears your path in the land around you. Stay grounded, be ready to serve. Stuck energy is clearing. You can move forward in your life. That's what's going to happen, you guys. The stuck energy is clearing, and you're going to move forward in your life. And you've got the support you need to move above the earthly matters and to actually know that you're protected and it's ready, and to allow the Christ consciousness energy, crystalline, we call it Christ because it is that crystalline, pure love flowing through us. So these are really beautiful messages today from Isis, our dragon energies, our dragon friends.
And happy Goddess Friday.
Happy Goddess Friday, everybody. We love you. We love you. We love you. Thank you so much for being here. Is there anything else that you wanted to shout out, either of you, before we say goodbye today?
No, sweetie, I'm good. It's good to see you. It was good to be here.
Me too. I'm so happy you came, and I do hope that this brings you here more often, and I'm happy that your internet is working lovely today. And
That
Jody,
it is.
and Jody,
Okay. Love you guys.
love you. And Jody, I'm so excited for you. I'm so happy. I really was so excited. I couldn't have sent you enough jumping up and down emojis. I couldn't. Seriously, I was just really happy for you. And I just feel, and I have felt ever since I told you that you and I needed to do that hangout together a couple of weeks ago. And if you guys missed it, if you're new to the channel, and if you haven't seen it yet, Jody and I did a hangout a couple of weeks ago. It was on a Wednesday, exploring, expanding with Wendy, and really look at how much you've expanded since that time. And actually we talked about light languages during that hangout, and look, now you're speaking light languages. So yeah, that's pretty exciting. And so, and I got a tone in my ear. So that's like our guide saying, hey, we're here, thumbs up, Jody, and they're hanging out with you. I can feel them. So I love all you guys, and happy Goddess Friday to all of you guys. Thank you, Daniel. Always a pleasure to be in your company, and love all of you, your questions, your comments. Daniel, thank you for all of your love and support, and Jody, all your love and support. And I really do hope and believe, and this is where we sometimes fail, and I talk to Dave about this a lot too, where we forget to remind ourselves the parts that we do play with each other, and the parts that how we do inspire each other. And if these videos and my channel, I wouldn't have met Dave without the YouTube channels. And I know that, and maybe someday, somehow, some way, but it was how we connected. And so that's how you and I connected the first time, I think, was because of my channel. And now that you're out there doing more on your channel, more and more people are going to connect with you and your healing energy. That's what this is about. And that's the whole reason why I called it Languages of Lights to begin with, because it's plural. It's not about me, and it's not about just throwing out. Yes, I do light language transmissions and all of that stuff, and symbols and things, but, and private sessions and all of those things. But the point is that this is what this is about. It's about you finding you and finding your joy and your excitement. And even if you never spoke them again, it doesn't matter. It's what it does for you. And to remind all of you that even if you, as Dave tells me all the time, the work that we do before the camera even comes on is as important, if not the important work. So if we can look at it that way, each and every one of us, that the work that we're doing silently, as Bashar said to me, and I wrote it in my journal, and I read it to Dave a few days ago, he said, don't bring everybody kicking, and this is paraphrasing, but kicking and screaming, you know, it's those that will do your work silently, sacredly, and secretly. And those with eyes to hear, eyes to see, and ears to hear they will see you and hear you. So it's about just doing what you do, doing what you love, and not having any insistence on an outcome. And that's huge for all of us, including myself. I'm always often, not always, but often looking at the outcome rather than the passion. And so it's reminding us that we're doing it because we're excited to do it. And we're excited to do it because it's a part of who we are. That's why we do this. So maybe we look silly, maybe, but if it gives you guys the permission to be silly, be fun, to take your languages to the next height, to take your connections to the next level, to maybe the next time you watch a movie or watch a television program or hear a song on the radio, or maybe you hear a message from maybe an artist or an actor, an artist of any kind, maybe who's made a transition, maybe they're still alive. Maybe you hear a song on the radio and you can hear it from a different point of view. Maybe you can hear it from Source singing a love song to you for a change. Maybe you can hear it as, this is Source telling you how it feels about you. So if we can look at things from a different perspective and see see, to actually hear that. I literally have been in tears sometimes when I hear them saying these things to me, because it's so humbling. So if I, and these videos and this channel, if in any way have supported, activated any of you, Jody, for your love and support and comments all of these years, if all of this has helped you become more of who that you are, then I know that's why I have to do this, why I want to do this. So that's what this is all about, is for all of us. And this right here, right in front of us, materialized. If you guys have been watching this for a couple of weeks, or even for months or years, you can see the people in all these hangouts. And Jody, right here in front of you guys, the last couple of weeks, went from not being in a hangout at all, only being in the chat. Then she finally came in the hangout, but didn't have her video on. Then she finally put her audio on. Then she finally put her video on. Now she's speaking light languages, and now she's posting them on YouTube. Right. So, if that's not a message of expansion, I don't know what is. And on this Mother's Day, if that is not a pure example of birth, I don't know what is, about giving birth to this new version of ourselves. None of us, I will reiterate, you guys, none of us are the same that we were when this hangout started. None of us. We have created new versions of parallel realities on Earth that are higher frequency that have ever been created before, just because we did this hangout today. That's what we need to start owning. He reminds me all the time. I forget. So that's what this is about. So you guys own it. Own your God and goddess within you. That's why we do this. And it helps me own mine too. And it helps me be a better teacher, a better mentor, a better linguist, a better channel. And it helps me be a better person, a better human. It helps me better, treat people better, treat myself better. First of all, treat myself better and care for myself and my connections, honor them. My connections, meaning to my guides, to Earth, to when we want to go take a walk, it means you need to go take a walk. There's a connection, something has to be made. And I had to laugh because as I was remembering when we took a walk yesterday, that's all I did the whole time was, oh my God, look at all the flowers and look at that one and look at that one and look how pretty that one is and look at the whole time, swear to God.
And the Buddhas.
And the Buddhas and the Buddhas in people's yards. And I like to look at, and I get to hear people's chimes and I get to look at their decorations on their porches and I get to, it is all activating for me, all of it. And I love the way Pam decorates her house and the Buddhas and the chimes and the videos that Pam makes on her own channel. Pamela's even doing YouTube videos. And Pam's a yogi and she does some pretty good yoga moves too, you guys. So if you want to do some yoga routine and stuff, she does some pretty good yoga stuff too on her channel. Isn't it just Pamela Adams? Like
oh goodness, I think it is Pamela. I don't even know my own address.
There's a ton of Pamela Adams YouTube channels out there, you guys. So we'll post the link. I'll post the link for you guys so you can watch them. But yeah, so yeah, make sure you post some of those videos that you make for me on YouTube so that we can see the backyard and your birds and your chimes. That way, you know, we all can enjoy them.
Well, I keep shutting down, but I keep loving what you're saying. I keep coming back. So I'm not the most, I'm not the most techno savvy person, but I'm just, the last few weeks, Wendy, I have loved so much of what you've said. It's inspiring and it is grounding and it is affirming that everything, there is a reason for the connections that we have, for how we grow, for the light languages and the sharing of energy languages, yoga, kundalini, all of those things. The light languages, they are energy, as are the energies of yoga, of grounding, of being inert versus going. And so
I think it's very fitting.
Anyway, you know, I get nervous. But
I think it's very fitting, the synchronicity that Jody did a grounding video for her friend Pamela. Your name's Pamela, but I have said so many times about you, Pam, you are the most grounding person I have ever met for me. You have a way of, we have a way of having these esoteric conversations, and I have a tone in my ear right now, but you are probably one of the most grounding people I know. In addition to him, he's got all 5 of his planets in Virgo.
that is great.
All 5 in Virgo. So,
Oh my.
so this is Isis. Is it Isis counterpart? We don't know. Where's that? Where's Alicia?
This is,
We don't know who that
Oh,
is.
Anubis. This is Anubis. Excuse me. This is Anubis. Excuse me. Thank you. Nyezelte. Okay.
I don't know who that is.
Okay. So we are going to leave you all with some light language blessings to crystallize everything we talked about today. Thank you, Pam. Thank you for all of you. Thank you, Jody. Thank you for telling me and letting me know that you've been enjoying these Fridays. All of you. It helps us keep going, especially when we're tired or when the energy's gotten us the better of us. And I have to say that usually it's me who's usually saying, oh, I just, and Dave's like, come on, come on, come on. So he keeps me encouraged, and all of you keep me encouraged. And just by showing up in these live hangouts and watching the video afterward, you guys are just really magic to me and inspiring. And so thank all of you. I thank all of you, and you help me be that lighthouse and to remind all of you about the gods and goddesses and the light within you. And thankfully, we can program our water, and that I also have someone who reminds me every day to make the most of every moment, that everything is magic, that I'm pretty magical and pretty awesome. And he does remind me of that often when I'm not feeling the best about myself either. And so, yes, I go through self-doubt. Yes, I whine. Yes, I get discouraged. Wonder what is it, what's next for me. Every day I go to sleep thinking, I should have done this, I could have done that, I wanted to do that and I didn't. Every day I say, how can I be more? How can I be more of all that I am? How can I share more, be more? And I have to say, for all of the things that I tell you guys about appreciating all of that, I often also lose sight of that sometimes I forget that I feel like I'm not enough, that I'm not doing enough, that I'm not sharing enough, because there's so much I want to do and share. It's not that it's because I want to do so much more than I already am. And I know that I'm capable of it. And I also tell myself too, that maybe this is time for me to also regroup and make the most of my moments and to step up where I haven't been, maybe where I wanted to, or do something different, do something that I've been wanting to do for 5 years that's been mulling. And now that I have help to do it, to help manifest all of those things. So all of this benefits me, and then hopefully it benefits you as well. And so you are all my mirrors and my reflections. So thank you to all of you. And remember that Mahala is the word that was given to me by the emissaries of the Light Collective, Emily, lovingly known as, and the Elohim, Ileana and the Elohim. And Ileana and the Elohim said to me, we are the mirror of Source, as you are the mirror of Source. And that is what you are here to do. And all of you are here to do the same thing, to reflect your light and to beam and shine and not be afraid to shine and show everybody else that you are also the mirrors of Source, that you are a reflection of God, and that you also have all these gifts and powers and abilities, that you're just discovering them. That's all. It's not that you don't have them and that you have to acquire them. They're already there. You just need to activate them and let them flow through you. So that's what these hangouts are all about. And it helps me keep doing what I do and And it is really my highest joy to do these things and these videos and make videos. So thank you for watching all the videos. Thank you for sharing. If you're new to the channel, I've got over 1,000 videos of all different chakra activations, balancing, grounding, connecting, all kinds of things to help us all through this. And so it's always rewarding for me when someone comments on an old video, because I know that that information is still flowing through. And there was even a gentleman I wanted to mention that in the comments that mentioned on an old video about helping the light language of videos that I was putting out, were helping him doing his grid work on the earth. So this is why it's so important for all of us to share this stuff, because we never know when our work may be alchemizing with another's work who are helping do the grid work for the entire human collective consciousness. We never know who's watching and listening, and who might just watch Jody's grounding video and be the really thing that they needed to propel them into their next thing, or watching one of my videos, or watching one of these hangouts and saying, you know what? It's time for me to go out and do that thing that I've always been afraid to do. Even if it's just playing the guitar or singing karaoke or something like that, just opening up your throat chakra, speaking your truth and singing. And so I too have been getting the guidance more and more to sing. So I think you guys are going to see a lot more light language oriented singing type videos, because I'm guided by the choir of angels and by Ileana. So the idea is that the light within you illuminates the light within me, and the light within me illuminates the light within you. And together we illuminate more the light of all that is, and the light within each of us, as we are beacons for each other and lighthouses. And I hope that these oracle cards, light language messages, the things that we share, that I share in our personal lives, that you share with me in your personal lives, that benefit us all. And I hope that these Fridays and all these hangouts and videos are a part of your journey. And to remind all of you, it's not supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be a beautiful, wonderful, wondrous journey. And I love saying that. Welcome to my world of wonder, because I wonder about everything, and it's exciting for me to explore. And I feel light language. I was going to say something else, and now I forgot what I was going to say. So, siato sheva etiato una viato veshena etia sase seboshona viato inkia la hasana seto konbachia torekia. Nisa ita ala se miamaro kobayaniata ela shoto viasha sesta sea sevashonotea atiaro kosema sovashonotea na yatarakali. Leshono sovashono seva se seno puambaliata isha. Na asa sanotoria numiava ataya. Mako devashono sevia sansetia taraikia. Lo shopokoya lesanatea leha boya se. Ihaya, ahaya hiana. Ihaya niana wakopokoya daviashono seve sotoria. Esatea. Esatiaro so miavashono tevekoya aniata. Aniatoriaba uinaya shokoya balia sono se. Siate niamarokoria. Netala neama emaliato via sata kiela sinatiaroqua eahi nana kieto veshe iasana sete kiara matearaso mihala miato. Mahala and namaste. I love you. We love you so much. Miato veke ashanoto miase miaka. I love you guys. See you soon. See you next week. See you in more videos. See you on my website. Nyatore shiakoya. Thank you. Thank you, all of you. I love you.
Bye.